G'day guys, welcome back to another video on the channel. Haven't uploaded in a while, as you guys do know. So yeah, I'm a bit sorry about that. I just haven't been very motivated lately. Haven't had very many ideas, but I'm gonna get back on the grind. I'm gonna try and get back on the grind for some off-season content, for some decent off-season content. And we're coming back with the Gather Round fixtures. So yeah, the Gather Round fixtures came out today, the 12th of November, I believe today. Yeah, today's the 12th of November, Sunday 12th of November. Gather Round fixtures came out today at 12:30 my time. But yeah, we're gonna crack into the Gather Round fixtures and hopefully I'm going to be going there this year. So yeah, we'll just crack straight into it. Okay, the first game on April 4th, Thursday, April 4th, Adelaide Crows versus the Melbourne Demons at the Adelaide Oval at 7:10 p.m. That's in obviously the South Australian time. But yeah, this should be a pretty decent contest. I get why they put the Crows. I get why they put the Crows and Port Adelaide on the Friday and Thursday night, because they did it last year, or this year technically, and they're going to do it next year as well, with the Power on the Friday night. So yeah, the Crows should win just like last year. I feel like it might be a bit of a thrashing, because last year they really outdid themselves, and they just blew away Carlton with the first game of Gather Round, showing that they are the dominant side. But yeah, this will be a pretty good game, and I'm hoping to go to this one. Okay guys, the next game is on the Friday Arvo, Friday, April 5th at Norwood Oval. We've got the Kangas taking on Brisbane Lions. This will be one of those Met games, just like last year when they played at Mount Barker. But yeah, this will be a decent game, I guess. It'll be on the Friday afternoon leading up to the big Essendon versus Port game 3 hours later. But yeah, I reckon that should be a decent contest. So yeah. Okay, for the third game of Gather Round, we've got Port versus Essendon on the Friday night. Once again, they've got two of the South Australian teams on the first two nights of Gather Round, kicking it off. But yeah, we've got the Port Adelaide Power taking on the Essendon Bombers at 7:40 p.m. at Adelaide Oval. So this one will be another decent game, another high quality clearance game, because you know both these teams have pretty good playmakers. And yeah, they just have really good clearance stats, these teams. So I feel like this could be a really high intensity game, and I don't know why, but I feel like it might rain again this night. I feel like it might pour down again. So we'll see. But yeah, this is also another game that I'm hoping to go to. Okay, next up on the Saturday, sorry. April 6th, we've got my boys, West Coast Eagles, taking on the Sydney Swans at the Adelaide Hills in Mount Barker at 1 p.m. Yeah, this will be probably a thrashing, honestly. If the Eagles aren't any good next year, this should be a thrashing. But hopefully we can redeem ourselves from what happened this year. Don't want to talk about it, but hopefully we can redeem ourselves and, not win, but like, I guess lose by under 40 points would be decent. But yeah, this is also one of those Met games, but it's going to be out at the Mount Barker Hills, and I'm probably like a 50% chance of going to Gather Round, and if we do, this will be one of the games I want to go to. Okay, on to the next game. We've got Carlton versus Freo, Saturday, April 8th. This is about 3 hours. Yeah, this is about 4 hours after that game at the Adelaide Hills. This one's at Adelaide Oval. I don't know if there'll be many people that actually attend this one, because it's right in between the Mount Barker game, which a lot of people will probably want to go to, and the big Saturday night clash between the Doggies and the Cats. But we'll see. It is Fremantle and it is Carlton. Even though Fremantle don't have a very big supporter base, I feel like the Adelaide Oval will be filled with Carlton fans that night, or that arvo. But yeah, this will be a decent game as well. Okay, now moving on to the Saturday night game at 7:40 p.m. Saturday 6th of April. We have got the Dogs taking on the Cats. The Dogs and the Power faced off in the Friday night clash last year. It was an elite game. It was pouring down. I feel like the Dogs are going to bring that same intensity, and I reckon the Dogs might win it. They probably will win it. But this will be a very high intensity game, just like all the other Saturday night games that have happened at Gather Round. Okay, now we're coming to the back end of Gather Round. On Sunday, 7th of April, we have got the GWS Giants taking on Gold Coast Suns at Mount Barker in the Adelaide Hills at 12 p.m. So this should be a pretty decent game. I think that it actually will be. I mean, I know last year GWS and Hawthorn played it out, and I think they got like game of the Gather Round. I think it was a good game. Like Jesse Hogan took that hanger, and I think it was like a 1 point difference. I'm not sure, but it was a really good game last year, same thing. But yeah, it was a pretty good game that GWS ended up winning, and yeah, but the Suns, they did lose to Fremantle last year at Norwood, but this one's different. This is at Mount Barker. Anything could happen. You never know, but this should be a pretty decent contest. Okay, now we move on to the other Sunday Arvo game. This is the Saints taking on the Richmond Tigers at Norwood. So yeah, this should be an interesting contest, because the Saints don't really play that well away from home. I think we all know that. But then at the same time, it's a neutral venue, so you never know who's going to win this. But this should be a pretty high intense, good afternoon game at Norwood Oval. Okay, now moving on to the last game of Gather Round. We have got the Collingwood Magpies taking on the Hawthorn Hawks at the Adelaide Oval Sunday, 7th of April, to finish off Gather Round at 4:40 p.m. Bit of a early twilight game, I guess you could say. But yeah, this will be a pretty good contest. Two teams battling it out, the last game of Gather Round. So yeah, I reckon that will be a pretty high intense game as well. Okay, guys, now this is just a bit random, but because I might be going to Gather Round this year, I asked my mum and dad, and they said it could be possible. Me and my dad might just go on our own, and it could be possible. And Coast Club might be going with me as well. But yeah, Gather Round's going to be very good this year. The fixtures, they've done a lot better than last year. I can say they've done a lot better than last year. And I've noticed they put in two, because last year they had 2 Norwood games. Then they had two Norwood games, and they had 6 Adelaide Oval games, and they had 1 in the Mount Barker Hills. They've taken 1 off of the Adelaide Oval and they've given it to Mount Barker. So now there's 2 at Mount Barker. I think they've done a good job with that, because the Mount Barker games are just they're very strange, but it would be nice to experience it. But yeah, these are my games of choice, and would be most likely to happen for me to go to, and I think my mum and dad, or my dad, would probably, because me and my dad probably will just be going, so it will just be me and my dad. But yeah, these are the games that I think probably suit me and my dad the most, easy time wise. So we're probably going to be going to the Thursday night game. This is if we go, just putting it out there. But we probably 50% chance, as I said before. But yeah, on the Thursday night we'll go to that. We're gonna go to that game, and then on the Friday night we'll probably go to that game. Then to head out and see my boys at Mount Barker will be a bit of a strange one on the Saturday morning, or Saturday midday, whatever you want to call it. And then we'll have a bit of a rest, and then we'll go to the Adelaide Oval on this Saturday night to experience the Cats versus the Doggies. And then we'll go to the one game on the Sunday. We'll go to the Norwood Oval. We'll go to Richmond taking on the Saints, and it could possibly we could possibly be going to the Adelaide Oval game, the last game, the Collingwood v Hawthorn game. But these are just the games that we probably will go to, and then the Collingwood Hawthorn game is probably next in line if we do go to another game. Okay, hope you guys did enjoy today's video. Gonna get back on the grind on YouTube. I'm happy to be back on the grind. I've just had no motivation just lately, no video ideas. But I'm gonna try and get back into the off-season grind. Get some of these videos pumping out. Tomorrow I should have my BBL tips out the day after this video is out. The BBL tips, the BBL ladder predictions, because I did my early ones about 2 months ago. And these are my proper ones. These are my proper ones that'll be out the day after this video is out. So yeah, hope you guys did enjoy today's video. It was me going through the gather round fixtures. So yeah, it was a bit of a good video to make, fun video to make. I'm so excited for gather round, so excited for footy next year. And I'll see you guys later. Cheers.